Yo. Yo, it's good. How's it going? Can you guys hear me? Hope y'all are doing well. Welcome back. Happy Sunday. Sorry, just making a quick change to this really quick. Welcome in. Welcome in. Give me a moment. What up, my goats? The lads are back. Okay. What up, boys? Happy Sunday. Can you believe it is mid-November? It is November 16th. Gio, my boy, what's up, man? Do I sell my Charizard? Yeah, probably. You absolute spoon. Absolute spoon over here. Hope you're doing well. Calmunist, what a name. Welcome. Jimbo, good to see you again. Archer, my guy. How perfect swirl hair day. Amen. Amen. When your portfolio looks like this, good things happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. Good to see you, man. Sell it unless it's a PSA 10 contender. True. Yeah, Gio, send me some pics of the back. I'll let you know. Or I'll buy it off you at 60% and grade it. But the front looks a little bit sus with the centering. I'm not going to lie. I'd probably sell it. How are we doing, guys? Hope y'all are doing very well today. I keep waiting for the weather to be cold, but then it's just not. And it really bums me out, if I'm being honest. It's kind of driving me crazy, dude. It's like 70 degrees. I'm not down for. I'm not down for. We're going to be talking about the market today, my friends. I have some thoughts on Fantasmal Flames. If you've been watching my videos, I've had a lot of thoughts on Fantasmal Flames. And the Mega Block in general. I want to talk about the sell-through today, the volume at which this box is selling, which is pretty crazy, and way more than Mega. We are past Mega volume by a lot. We'll go over singles prices. I'll give my thoughts on that. Although, not a whole lot of thoughts on the singles, to be honest. I mean, there's basically one card to talk about. Everything else is pretty trash. Maybe trash is unfair, but not a whole lot to say. By the way, I opened 4 booster bundles and kind of got cooked. I got a couple illustration rares, nothing crazy. But yeah, I'm 24 packs in and didn't get anything crazy. I have some more ETBs. I might open one today if y'all are good. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I actually wouldn't mind that. Would not mind that for real. We'll see though. I got a few UPCs. Was happy to get those. Walmart 119 plus tax. Was considering selling one just because I think they'll probably be the most expensive that they'll be for a while. And you're just kind of holding on to them. But I don't think I mind holding on to them. Like long term, I'm definitely wanting more of them. So I don't know. I feel a little conflicted. But dude, I'm kind of excited about the Mega Block. I think it's really, really good. I think it's really good. I think it's going to shape up to be, if you watch my video, we went over some of like the sets that are supposed to be, coming out. Shadow Storm, Emerald, Emerald Surge, potential Emerald or Ruby and Sapphire set, dude. Come on, man. Also, I got a flex. Charizard Y? Who reported it faster than I did? I actually was just making my video last night, and I I went on the Reddit just to see what was up, and I saw that post. It was just posted with the Charizard and the Dragonite gold cards. I don't even think I talked about them in my video. I think I just put them in the thumbnail, which is kind of shameless. But Charizard Y and Mega Dream. I mean, that's pretty sick. Here we go. We'll pull up the Mega Evolutions again. Bro, we gotta get a Mega Scrafty card, man. Come on, dude. Fantasmal will be 330 by the end of the day. That is actually a fact. That is a fact. 100%. Okay, let's start. Let me catch up on a couple comments really quick, and then we'll get started. And then feel free to ask questions as well in the chat. If you want to keep them a little more than just, should I buy this or should I buy that? I'm cool with answering those. I get it, but I'm probably going to challenge your question if you just ask that. So yeah. Let's see. Victory, good to see you. Exhausted with the release already? I don't know. I don't think the market is exhausted quite yet. I think they're exhausted with the prices, but dude, everybody's pulling the Charizard, and I think everybody wants the Charizard. And that card is incredible. Short strategy, not the best for Mega. Long sounds like potential gold mine. I mean, we speculate on this channel, and I think the Mega Evolution block is shaping up to be extremely good. Now, there's only going to be a few sets, like 5 or 6 or whatever, until the 30th, but bro, they're shaping up to be phenomenal. Overall. I know Fantasmal's kind of weak underneath the hood, but when you have this card, I don't think it matters. What else is in the set? Time and time again, we've seen that. Free tendies. Wonder what that R-White says about ripping Fantasmal. Can't imagine it's even close to as good as MEO1. It's probably not. No, the set value is almost double in Mega Evolution. Let's see. I don't even think it's updated yet with Fantasmal. It's too new, which makes sense. But currently, the best ROI is White Flare. And look, it's not a perfect science, but it just goes to show that Black Bolt and White Flare are like, dude, you open an $8.67 pack, you're expected to get 450. It's like insane. I don't think people like realize that about Black Bolt and White Flare. And Black Bolt's right behind it too. For $1 more, it's like basically the same return, which shows the strength of Black Bolt, which is pretty interesting. Evolving Skies, Sword and Shield in general are very cheap, and buying up Evo ETBs nonstop. Yeah, I still think Sword and Shield is like long-term one of the best plays you can make. We all believe that the sets are going to be $1,000, right? So it's like, why are you not buying them? If you're like me, you're trying to buy them, but they're not available anywhere. At least in my area, I can't source them. So I'd have to be sourcing them through like the Discord or just like connections, which even then people aren't really like gunning to sell. I have to say the Sharpedo is pretty cool, by the way, in this set. I do like it. But I like Sharpedo because I'm a Gen 3 boy. I always thought Sharpedo was like a cool Pokemon when I was a kid. I mean, look at him. And the card art is pretty decent. And the Dawn is nice for a trainer. I mean, I think the set is like okay. Like I don't have any issues really with the arts, but it's like it's not the most popular Pokemon, 6 or 7. Yeah, I think if the leaks are true, we have Mega Fantasmal, then we get Legendary Dreams. Of course, the names could be different. Emerald, Surge. And then we get the Emerald and, the Ruby Sapphire sets. So actually, that'd be 5. 5 sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it'd be the 30th, which I don't think is a mega set. Right? 5? Is it only 5 sets for the mega block? That seems low, but I guess that's right. It's pretty interesting. I know Japanese is, a few more, but I'm up to 9 Crown Zenith ETBs. Probably a good time, in my opinion. I think they're like $200, but you could probably get them cheaper. Surging has to be one of the best plays at the moment, going to be on the lines of Fusion and Lost. I think that's true. I think Surging, it kind of feels like it's starting to dry up in vending machines. There's still some there's still some quantity out there. People are wanting no longer do they want $200 for a box. It's really more like $220, $230 at the moment. I mean, I would still buy boxes around that, but I feel pretty happy with my surging position at this point. I got like a dozen boxes in this vending machine fiasco. But when you look at the volume of surging sparks, as the price has dropped, volume has increased, and that's generally a very, very good sign. I think it'll be a little while before we push 300. But I could easily see this being $300 by the end of next year, for sure, especially as it gets closer to the rotation and that 2-year mark. I can't imagine that we get that many more booster boxes of Surging Sparks. I don't know why they would release more after this. I mean, they had thousands of boxes hit the market. It feels like everybody had their chance to get Surging, and I think it's probably satisfied the market on Surging. And they're definitely going to be looking at all the new sets coming out. They're going to be looking at Journey, Destined, especially. And then, of course, Wind and Wave and like the Eternal set and all that stuff. So did you see Surging boxes and Twilight Bees aren't in the machines anymore next week? They've been replaced with Phantasmal items. I did not see that. I think somebody mentioned that to me. And yeah, that's this is exactly what we've been talking about. They're Surging. I mean, you guys have known how many videos I've put out recently about Surging being a great opportunity. I think this is it for these products. For Twilight ETBs and Surging boxes, I think it's probably gonna be it, just based on where demand is and where everything is. So, I think people equate getting more product to when we got like Sword and Shield ETBs last year during Black Friday. I think the difference is that the Pokemon Company was able to print a ton of supply in a market that did not have nearly as much demand as supply, but also overall. That's a little different now. There's way more demand for newer sets. So I don't know if it's super plausible in future Black Fridays where we just get like, okay, here's 1 billion Twilight ETBs at, $20 or $40 or whatever, and all targets in America. Just given the age and everything, I think it's just a little bit different of a situation. Of course, anything is possible, but it really does feel that way. And I think demand has dropped a bit since September, but not too much. I mean, things are still relatively strong. It's a higher low, and we have phenomenal sets expected to be released from this point on until Wind and Wave, which is a huge question mark. If those starters aren't good, I mean, people are going to be turning back to Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, Mega Evolution. But yeah, pretty crazy. Unified, good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well too. 250 US in the UK, but we've had fewer of them over here. Yeah, we had a lot in the US, a ton. Rotom SAR in reality looks so good. Color pops so hard. Black Horse. Yeah, I think let me go back. I think a lot of cards look much better in person, generally speaking. like I bet, the gold Charizard, like all of these look good probably in person, especially the Rotom. I could see that. I felt the same way about the Destin Rivals Crobat. Like on desktop or on screen, it just doesn't pop nearly as much. But in real life, like the brown floors look very orange. Everything is very vibrant with the texture, especially. Cards just look better in person. And I think one that will especially apply to, because a lot of people have opinions on the Gengar right now. The Gengar is going to look phenomenal in person. These colors are really going to pop and look really good, in my opinion. So it'll be interesting to see. Been buying Surging for 200 locally. Can't see it staying that cheap for long. I agree. The only thing is that there's a lot of quantity out there. It's going to take some months to kind of chew through that, but the demand is there for the set in order to actually be able to do that. And if we stop getting boxes here, you're going to start seeing some upwards price pressure almost immediately. Do you think there will be a second vintage boom at some point? For sure. I want Dawn in a 10. It's a good card. It's a good trainer card. It's a good trainer card. It's very nice. My buddy pulled 2 SIRs out of one box. The second one came in the last pack, and it was the Zard. Insane. Dude, everybody's pulling the Zard. It's unbelievable. Even though it's like 1 in 400. And Oricorio from the UPC looks incredible. It should be worth more than the Charizard full art. That also comes with it. Yeah, but it's Charizard. So it's not. But the Oricorio is great. I mean, it's classic Shinji art, but it's Oricorio, so it's like, yeah, I think the Charizard looks a lot better in person too, which is good. But that Oricorio's, I do prefer it. I prefer the Shinji art style. I still like Shinji. I know he's like slightly overrated just because that it just is true, but just for how popular he is and what happened to all of his cards. But that art is pretty sweet. I'm still a Shinji boy. My friend is buying each and all Crobats which he can find in the Polish market. Interesting. Shout out to Poland. Shout out to Poland. I think I'm mostly Polish. I think he has the biggest Crobat collection locally. That's insane. I need DR. Yeah. We all need Destined Rivals. Doesn't deserve the price point it's at right now. Big correction incoming. Well, there won't be a correction unless there's supply. And even if there's supply, it's going to get absolutely swiped up. I don't see a huge correction coming for Destined. I mean, maybe, but more than like 50%? Like, no way. Maybe 10, 15, maybe even 20 at its worst, but I kind of don't think Destined Rivals will go below like $250 ever. Oricorio's top 3 Shinji. It looks phenomenal. Megazard has art vibes quite similar to Lugia V. Yeah, it does. Yeah, with like the cloudy kind of thing going on. Thoughts on Mega base boxes? I mean, Mega Evolution's kind of in a weird spot. I think the set is great overall. I got a few boxes around 210, that price point, which I think is a phenomenal deal. Shout out. I think the set and the block overall is going to be very well received, but I do think there's going to be more hype and much better sets in this block. Mega Dream, but no booster box. You could argue that Fantasmal is better than Mega Evolution. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because people in the market have kind of decided that that set is more hyped. When Mega Evolution was released, over a few day periods, you'd have 150 sales, 127, 163, and then the big one, 264. And then we got a second wave, after about a month or so, dropped the price down a bit. But with Fantasmal Flames, Look at this volume. Put your feelings aside about each set. You're talking pre-sale, $300. Look at the volume. 187, 244, 360, 350, 421. Okay, now it's released 464 over this past weekend. Bro, it's like double the volume. 889 boxes have sold, and it's been out for 2 days. Whereas Mega Evolution, it was like half of that volume. So the reality is, it doesn't matter how you feel about the rest of the set because it has this card. This is what I've been trying to say. It has this card. One of the craziest cards we've ever received on one of the most popular Pokemon ever with the full evolution line. And it looks badass and it's sick. And people feel the same way, man. People feel the same way. It is what it is. Like, it's crazy, I know, but it's like, also look at the surging volume back then. 577, 703, 1350. These are 6-day periods, but it's actually similar to Fantasmal Flames. So, long term, I don't know how this box is going to perform. Most Charizard sets typically come out the gate really hot, and then they kind of die because Charizard is very cyclical in popularity. But we've never gotten a Charizard art quite like this. You look back at the Charizard sets, you have Obsidian Flames. I still think this set is kind of mid. And I don't like the Charizard that much. It's okay. It's okay. Pull rates are relatively easy. Not the greatest Charizard ever, but it's not bad, right? But people didn't really like it that much. The Paldean Fates is kind of the same Charizard. It's better. It's shiny. It's the same art style. It's good. What else? Champion's Path. These two Zards were pretty hype at the time, but people stopped caring about them. And they haven't aged super well, obviously. Early Sword and Shield sets kind of look like trash. Darkness Ablaze, do I even need to talk about that? Shining Fates, another Charizard, didn't age that well. All of these Charizards, the thing that they have in common is that they're not that good of arts. Now, they were okay respective to their time. Brilliant Stars, this one's held up better because it's actually decent. Alt arts are great. What else? What other Charizard sets are there? Although I wouldn't call Brilliant a Charizard set necessarily. Unbroken Bonds, right? Rainbow Charizard's like, ugh. And it's in a tag team anyway. Reshiram Charizard. You know what I mean? They all of these sets have kind of like, not Unbroken Bonds as much because it's a little bit different of a situation, but every Zard set that came out, a specific Zard set, kind of just like died. And people stopped liking them. And it's usually a set that it just has a Charizard and nothing else. This is typical. But this Charizard is phenomenal. We did polls last week. Compared it to the Gengar, compared it to Destined Rivals Mewtwo, compare it to any card recently. Everybody would rather have this card. And because the pull rates are so low, you actually believe you can pull it. And people are. 1 in 80 for an SIR, 1 in 400 for the Zard. You know what I mean? So it's going to do well. I think it's a set that's going to do well, despite how you feel, even with the set value being low. It's just going to be one of those sets that performs pretty well long term. And I think my plan for Fantasmal is very simple. I'm not overpaying for the set. I'm not overpaying for any new set, period. But if I can get boxes close to 200, I might consider picking up some. But ideally MSRP. And I'll probably try to hit some vending machines just to get some here and there. But I'd much rather focus on Sword and Shield. There's some Scarlet and Violet opportunities, etc., etc. But that Mega Evolution block is one that I want positions in. It just is. And then as time goes on, you'll see which ones kind of pull ahead of the rest. And I think that's where you can start making moves. Let's see. It's the next Obsidian. It's much better than Obsidian Flames, man. It's so much better. Significantly better. Well, the Charizard is much better. The rest of Obsidian is like, it's okay. It's more early gen Pokemon. I think this is a more exciting set, but I think the Charizard, that's all that matters. I think PF Boost Box will rise more than people think. The Zard alone will make this set forever desirable. I kind of agree. And not only do I agree, it's literally proven so far compared to just Mega Evolution. It is what it is. The market says that. I mean, you go to card shows before this box was released, guys. People were buying them. $270 plus, $300, they were buying them. They're buying these boxes at these prices in this market. Will be interesting to see what the gem rate will be. Yeah, gem rates for the Mega Block so far have been very good. Mega Evolution gem rates are like 50% or something. Maybe 40%. Pretty high. Pretty high. Much better quality control. I was skeptical at first, but it's really awesome in person. It's a good card, man. Did you buy Sword and Shield now or hold off for a month or two? No, just buy. Look, dude, my philosophy in investing in general, but especially Pokemon investing, let me ask you this, do you believe in Pokemon long-term as an IP? Do you believe that booster boxes will increase in value over time? Sword and Shield is out of print. The alt arts are very well received. The strategy is to just buy slowly over time with what you can afford and just slowly increase your position and then eventually take a profit. So don't worry month to month that much for sets that are out of rotation. Just buy. Just buy and hold it minimum 2 years. I would say even 3 years. And you'll do very, very well long term. It's really that simple. It's actually pretty boring. It's fun to talk about, but if you had an ideal plan, it'd be pretty boring. What about Charizard UPC? I think the Charizard UPC is phenomenal. I have 3. I think the pack selection is good. I think the promos are great. I think the box looks cool, although it's quite large. It's a big old box, man. It's bigger than the Zard UPC from Sword and Shield, but I think it's good. I just think there's, estimated to be 3 million of them printed. So, there's a lot of demand for them. We'll probably even get more at some point. It's a great product. It's just like, if you're buying them right now and holding them, your plan is to hold them for a long time. Bothers me that Gengar's pack card in Pokemon, they named the set Fantasmal Flames, but they just gave Gengar the EX card in the set and are highlighting him for Dream. It's dumb. I mean, there's some speculation that the Pokemon Company decided to make a decision to cut the Gengar from Fantasmal Flames and put it in Dream so that they could catch up to demand, have lower pull rates. It's the smallest set since Black and White. Which makes sense why they would do that, which is why people are speculating that. So maybe at one point it was meant to be in this set and they cut it, or not. I don't really know. I mean, the theme is there. It has Gengar on, but we've also seen other sets have Pokemon on the pack art and then not be in the set, like Obsidian Flames with Dragonite, for instance. So it's not something we haven't seen before, but it is interesting that if you look at the context of the hobby, as well as the size of the set and the name of the set, and then the fact that Gengar came out in the set after Inferno X, it's like, it does kind of feel like that's what happened, although we don't know, and we will never know. Everyone is selling anything Mega. Had someone come by door to door the other day selling Megazord door to door. You had somebody come to your house to sell you Pokemon door to door? That's not real. There's no way. Are you serious? They would never do that in my neighborhood. That's crazy. Should I wait a long time to get Fantasmal Flames boxes or buy it now? I think if you get them at a good price, you're probably going to buy it now, but just understand that, don't expect a ton to happen in the short term. But I see an argument for buying the set. Where are you at on Priz Premium Figure Collection 11 packs, smallest box in a while, 2 beautiful promos? To be honest, I've kind of just stopped thinking about it because it got delayed. But I think it's probably a great product. I think the promos will do very well. I think it's probably going to be a very good grading play. Holding them seems like a pain. But I think they'll do very well. Versus regular ETB pros, cons. Yeah, I mean, storage, same amount of packs, more expensive. ETB has good promo, but those promos will do better. So I think if you can get some boxes, grade the promos, probably do quite well. It's interesting, but I haven't really thought about it too much recently. Fantasmal is at least as good as Silver Tempest long term. I think that's probably true. Yeah, I think that's true. Phantasmal is a lot more fun to open than Obsidian. I mean, yeah, when you have an $800 Charizard to chase, it's, in my opinion, just always going to be more fun. When your top value of your card is like $50, it doesn't feel as fun to open. And that's something people don't want to admit, is the value of the cards typically make the sets more fun to rip. Right? They did the same to Lapras and Stellar. There was no SAR. It's on the pack art. Yeah, it's not as uncommon as you think. Do you think we'll get one huge wave of 151 products like blooming or bundles before April? Pretty good chance. Pretty darn good chance. I mean, technically it's being rotated out in April, but anything is possible. I wouldn't be surprised if we get even tricklings of 151 after April. We've seen that with other sets, like Evolutions. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't say. If they do, I'll be buying if I can. So investing dialogue needs to change from, is this a good product, to what is the best use of money? Right. 100%. Very much so. I do forget that a lot of people are very new. And so when you're new, you don't know what questions to ask. You just say, is this, and you're probably younger, so you have less experience. Like, people who are asking those questions are probably younger. They're probably new to investing in general, which is terrifying. And so I always try to ask some more nuanced questions, and it's impossible to answer those questions fully earnestly because I don't know their financial situation. So an answer to a question could be different depending on the individual. If you have $1 million and you're looking to put in Pokemon and you're like a long-term investor, like, you're going to have more opportunities and more time and risk tolerance to buy newer sets at higher prices compared to somebody who, I don't know, if they want to maximize their ROI. I mean, that's always the goal, but like, it would feel a lot worse to say that to somebody who maybe can't afford to do so. And I don't know who these people are on the other side of the screen. So you do have to kind of be careful with the answer that you give to that question, because there are implications on the other side of that. But yeah, I think there is a culture in this space and poke investing in general of kind of immature, and it's normal. It's not bad. It's just, I I think there's opportunities to be educated about investing in general, in my opinion. And so it's just it's a symptom of that. It's also a symptom of people want to get ahead and they're having harder times to do that right now. And so you don't want to ask a question of like, how do I build my position long term in a way that minimizes my risk to the downside and maximizes my return on investment? You know, when you're having a harder time financially, you want to ask, what can I buy right now to make the most money? So that question becomes, is this a good buy? I digress, but I agree. What do you think about missing surging packs in the UPC? What? What about missing surging packs in the UPC? Am I dumb? I may have not heard about this. Can you elaborate? Lapras got a full art. It's a minimal consolation prize, but I'm a sucker for those terrestrial style cards they did for SC and SS. Yeah. Following on Priz figure collection, assuming I can get MSRP on both ETB and collection box. Assuming you can get both at MSRP, if you had to choose one, probably the one with 2 promos in it, I guess. But it also came out later, so there's a question of like print cycles. I guess I would lean ETB. It would make me feel a little bit safer. Doesn't match picture on the box and it creates confusion. That's the pity, yeah. I need to start doing door-to-door method. Yeah, dude, door-to-door Pokemon sales is like next level. That there's no way that's real. Whoever asked that question, can you tell me what they had Charizard UPCs? Like, can you walk me through what their prices were, how they approached it? What was their like elevator pitch at the door? Because I'm shocked that that's a reality that we live in. Because I would lowball the shit out of him. You targeting any products for the TCG Black Friday sale? Potentially Sword and Shield. You know, a 10% discount is like basically removing tax, and I would probably be keen to get a box, but I haven't thought about it too much quite yet. I've been a little bit busy, but that's something that I'm going to put a little more attention to as we approach it. Which, my God, is that next week? That's crazy. What is the actual day? Is it just that weekend? Or I guess it's Black Friday. Black Friday is like just Black November now, so I don't ever know exactly what dates are for things. 151 binders, 150. I need it. I don't think anybody's ever said that ever. I don't think that's a good buy, but if you need it for your collection, go for it. It's probably not going to get cheaper. I have a lot of collection boxes, such as 151, Crown Zenith, some smaller. What is SW? I'm blanking. Taking up space. Do you suggest holding them for ETBs and booster boxes now, or hold it to mature? I mean, generally, you want to be in the best products long term. Booster boxes. But look, I know you're going to have situations where you get Blooming Waters for a good price. So you're probably just better off holding on to them. If space isn't a problem, I would say just hold and then take profit. But if you literally have to consolidate, I don't know, 151 and Crown Zenith are kind of in a weird spot where I think that they're probably going to move up over the next year, like almost certainly. So I would be more interested in holding on to them and then taking profit and then moving that money into something that I thought would do better. But time and time again, booster boxes have reigned supreme. And as things get more expensive that are ancillary products, you're going to have a harder time with liquidity and actually getting close to market, especially if the market turns. Have promos changed forever? Probably. A lot more people are turned on to promos now. And grading in general. And, I think the secret is out, but I don't think people are willing to really put in the work to capitalize. And I think a lot of people are going to get shaken out of the hobby anyway. So there will still always be opportunity, I think, as long as there's a market that's driven by humans which means that there's room for error, which means that there's room for profit. 3 Mega Evolution booster boxes or 151 PCTB. Ooh. Chat, what do we think? This is kind of a tough one. I lean booster boxes, to be honest. I understand the argument for PCTBs and it being 151, but they're like $1,000. I think the liquidity on those is not going to be as good as people think. But I hate that Mega Evolution in this hypothetical is like brand new. I would probably feel more comfortable with the 3 Mega Evolution boxes, but or more comfortable in the sense that I have like more options. And I like booster boxes more than any other product. PCTBs will be very interesting to see how they do over the next couple of years at these prices because they're all very expensive. The secret is out on those, that's for sure. In the UK, we've got 6 Journey rather than 4 Journey and 2 Surging for UPC. Oh, really? In the UK, you guys get 6 Journey instead of 4 Journey and 2 Surging? I mean, yeah, I think it's slightly worse, but I don't think it's that much worse. It is interesting. Just check some openings and you will see it's sad to not have a chance to pull Pika. Yeah, that is kind of sad, I suppose. That's pretty interesting. 6 Journey versus 4 Journey and 2 Surging. Yeah. I think Journey will do pretty well long term. I think enhanced booster boxes are going to do well generally speaking. It's kind of incredible to just inject a box with like $40 worth of value that basically doesn't drop. Like that's insane that they just do that now. But they didn't do it for Fantasmal, which is interesting. Which also lends a little bit more credibility to the theory that they just wanted to get this out in people's hands and make it as easy as possible. Fewer cards to print, right? Very interesting stuff. Yeah, here's the Cyber Weekend, I guess. November 28th through December 1st. There you go. I guess that's the date, right? Ultimate Gift Guide. The best cards from Fantasmal. What is this, man? Who wrote this? Anyway. Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in. Let's look at some sales here. Battle Cage. Yeah, the prices of these are so low. Oricorio, $33. Bro, I think a move could be waiting on these promos. Let them hit the market for a few months. Make a move on them. Or try to get ones that are gradable. But I bet gem rates will be pretty good. I don't know. I'm sure people have already thought about this. $230 for UPC. Very interesting. Is that really how much they go for? $219 plus shipping? That seems like wild to me. $15 shipping too? They're getting $186 plus like some shipping margin. Wow. Is that right? Yeah, that was today. $800 Charizard. $105 Charizard promo. Sold today. Dude, I'm so tempted to open one. I still haven't got my my Pokemon Center stuff. I guess nobody has yet, but I did get charged. I kind of forgot that I was getting that. TBH. I think the PCTVs will definitely hold value. These will probably not go below $200 ever. They just look too cool. I don't even think the promo matters as much. Booster boxes have a huge premium right now. So couldn't some of the ancillary products have a better return, like blister packs with exclusive promos? I mean, it's certainly, we've seen this in the past, but it's more of a gamble, you know? And then you have to like offload them. It's just easier. It's just an easier investing experience to just not deal with that if you don't have to, but everything is good for the right price. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Ice? Hope you're doing well. Prismatic poster collection, Cosmo Hollow promos are pretty fire. Dude, they are. They actually are. Is that oh man, what are, they're the evolutions, or is it the starters? I haven't even looked at this product in a long time. Yeah, it's the 3 with the hollow pattern, Cosmo pattern. Let's take a look. Are they like grading well? Is that what's happening secretly? I bet they are. $54 and a 10? What the heck? Dude, they are really cool. The Jolteon especially. I'm a big Jolteon fan, although they're selling for $9 and a 9. That's kind of funny. There's only demands for 10, or a demand for 10s. It's all or nothing. Not a ton of premium on those, so I think give it some time, I guess, right? But yeah, those promos are phenomenal. I agree. I see Charizard UPCs going for $195, $205 on Facebook selling. Anything more sitting? Yeah. I think even around that price, they're sitting. For sure. If I donated $1, would you shave your head? Yes, but I'm lying. But the only way you'll know is if you donate $1. Oh, I've been thinking this holiday season. I've been thinking about doing some type of fundraiser, but I guess I'm kind of worried about setting it up. So I think it'd be cool to like give back. Let me know y'all's thoughts in the comments, because I want to know if it's something that actually be feasible. But if we like had a charity, like maybe one that donated toys to children in hospital or something, would y'all participate in that? Or do you think people in general would participate in that? I think it'd be cool to like set a goal. It doesn't have to be super high. Maybe it's like $500 or like $1,000 or something. And then over like the holiday season, like run it and see if like we can't do it. I don't know. I mean, I would donate a lot into it to get it started. But I don't know. Is that a good idea? Or are the optics of like being an investor bro, donating toys, and then, you know what I mean? Like, because people think we're like taking it from the kids and then we're just donating it back to the kids. Would it be an idea that's worth it? I mean, I guess it would be, but I don't know. I guess I'm a little apprehensive about doing something like that because I don't want it to like fail or be bad, but I guess that's maybe the wrong way to think about it. You know, yeah, the optics of like being an investor bro, taking all the Pokemon cards and then just donating Pokemon cards would be like really funny. Not funny. I mean, it's a little funny, but I don't want to. It seems like silly. I don't know. What do y'all think? You know what I'm trying to say? But I'm also scared that if we do something like that, then nobody will donate. You know what I mean? Nobody will donate. So maybe there would be a way to do it that's like not as announced, or maybe just in the Discord or something. Like maybe low key, you know, maybe low key. Want them to go low, I'll buy all 3 of them in a 10. Yeah. Yeah, I hope they keep going down. I mean, who knows? For the collection. Yes, of course. Always for the collection, right? For the collection. But yeah, no, those would be cool to have. Being harder to pull, I should copy until the market comes around. $2? Yeah, $2, I'll shave my head for sure. This is our holiday season. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Oh my god. That was like a top 5 moment of the year. I got to make a video that's like top 5 investing moment, like pokey investing moments of 2025, and like collab with like some creators or something. Dude, I was thinking about doing a PokeTuber tier list, but that's like not what I do on my channel at all. But I think it'd be kind of funny. to like rate myself and then have like maybe some other creators rate themselves and then we rate, or maybe there'd be a way to do it that's like fun and not just toxic. PokeTuber tier list. Yeah, we gotta have like a top 10 Poke investing moment throughout the year. I think number 1 would be Mega Scrafty for me. That's got to be up there. Maybe top 3. Maybe not quite number 1. You know what I'm saying? PokeTuber list would be hilarious, but would stir the pot. Yeah, maybe we I don't know, maybe it's just like a live stream or something. Keep it local. Internet and charity on YouTube is always a scary thing on every level. I agree. I've been donating packs and custom packs to families that I know can't afford. That's very nice. That's a good idea. I'd like to do something similar. So maybe I'll do something and then put it out in the Discord and see if other people want to get involved, and then I can just coordinate it myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Walmart sleeves are loaded right now. Pull rates are goated on the first wave. Let's see if the same on second wave and later. Yeah, I don't know. It does seem like everybody's getting the Charizard. For sure. But that's like, if you see dialogue of people be like, yo, pull rates are crazy on the first, the second wave is terrible, like just ignore that, honestly, because that's just gonna be nonsense. I'll go ahead and say it in advance. That's just gonna be some BS. Oh yeah, dude, Charizard Y and Mega Dream, hello? Do we like Charizard Y or Charizard X more? Probably Charizard X, right? I mean, it's blue. But Charizard Y is kind of cool. Dude, this set's going to be kind of crazy. I got to say. Mega Dream might be pretty sensational. Or I guess Legendary Dreams or whatever. But there's still some really good Mega Pokemon yet to see a card. So I'm excited. Dude, this Gengar looks exactly like the one in the art too. It's like the same position. Like, bro literally just made it 1-for-1. Opened 50 sleeves and got 18 illustration rares. That's pretty insane. Is that just the sleeve packs or is that everything? Sorry if repeat question. How long do you think this cooldown will last until the first news spikes? I'm calling it March based on consumer interest. Always resparking after the cold months pass. Yeah, usually December is pretty slow for Pokemon. There's not releases happening. People are focused on, Christmas and, time off and kind of things like that. Of course, there's buying stuff for that, but there's just not that. People are just more focused elsewhere. It is interesting. I think we have a lot of good sets coming out. I don't think the market is even in that bad of a spot right now as far as demand goes. It seems to be relatively strong. And I think the second we get a set that's like crazy, which one of these sets in this block will be probably pretty crazy, and it might be the next one. It's shaping up to be that way anyway. I think you'll see some craziness again. For sure. But I think like for older stuff, Sword and Shield, even some Scarlet and Violet, it's probably a pretty good time to start building a little bit of a position, but you need to be also thinking that you're going to be holding it for a while. But maybe people are overrating how good the sets are going to be as far as carrying demand, into the next year or so. Not really sure. Should I become a rip and shipper? I think you're too late. I think you'll get crushed unless you're a big one. I think the time to do that was like the end of last year. It's also a lot of work and probably not very fun to deal with generally. I don't know. Thanks, subbed. Love your down there calm takes, dude. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate it. Glad you're here. Just sleeves from Walmart. Every other source was average. Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't know what the future holds, man. All I know is that I'm excited for the upcoming sets. I think there's a lot to look forward to. I think it's a good time. I kind of think right now is a decent time for collectors and a decent time for investors. I think some things have leveled out. I think there's some buying opportunities for investing, like Sword and Shield, where I like feel really good about it, or even like Surging Sparks, right? And the same is true for collectors. Like, you know, it's still kind of hard to get products if you're just like a casual person, but it's definitely better than it was before, you know, which will, I think is good. I think demand dropping is actually good for the space, and we'll kind of reabsorb what's going on and move forward. I don't know if we'll ever get back to like what it became in September, but I do think we have some good stuff coming out that who knows? Who knows? So just have good fundamentals, good investing fundamentals, and just enjoy your time, rip some packs. I've been playing Arc Raiders nonstop. It's taken up most of my focus recently. I'm straight up addicted. But yeah, new sets are always fun, but I think we could stop there. I just wanted to get in a nice little hour with you guys today. I got to go get some groceries. We're hosting Thanksgiving this year. It's going to be insane. So I got to go buy some stuff for that. So that's going to be my Thanksgiving. So I don't even know if I'll have energy to deal with Black Friday stuff. But yeah, thank you all very much for being here today. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you're doing very well. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We have a Monday market update video tomorrow. Should be a pretty interesting one. A weekend after Fantasmal. We'll talk about Fantasmal, of course. We got all types of drops coming up over the next few weeks. We'll keep you updated. There's going to be some good opportunities. We got Prismatic in December, Paldean Fates, collection boxes galore. I don't even know. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your time off if you have it. If not, hopefully you have some soon. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you for being here again. And I think the next set's going to be crazy, dude. I think it is. So, all right, y'all. Thank you. Goodbye. Peace.